This is TWiT.
So, just to recap, we just looked at micro LED. What's mini LED?
Mini LED is a backlight system for a traditional LCD TV, but
So it's just another kind of LCD.
it's another kind of LCD. It's really the backlight. The light shines through the LCD panel, and instead of maybe 1,000 LEDs and 100 dimming zones,
That's FALD. You always talk
FALD.
about how good FALD is. Full array, local dimming.
Far better than edge lit.
Right.
And most of the new TVs
They're
are
all
going
FALD?
FALD. Yeah,
Okay.
edge lighting is kind of disappearing, which
Good.
I'm really glad.
Oh, good, yeah.
So this takes
This is FALD times 10.
Yeah, exactly. We have 40,000 LEDs behind here.
Wow.
Thus, they're called mini LEDs because they're
Got it.
smaller than regular LEDs,
Are
but
they
not
all
as small
white?
as
Are
micro.
they all white light?
Yes, they are all
So
white
they're the
light.
backlight. And
Right.
as with LCD technology, you have shutters of
Shutters
different
and
colors.
color filters.
Filters, okay.
Right. So we still have LCD shutters. We still have color filters, red, green, and blue. But instead of 1,000 LEDs and 100 dimming zones, we have 40,000 LEDs and 10,000 dimming
And
zones.
what's the benefit? Why do we do that?
Because with a few dimming zones, if you have a bright thing on a dark background that's smaller than a dimming zone,
Yeah.
that dimming zone still has to brighten up in order for that bright little object to be bright. But then the background, the dark background, gets brighter as well,
Right.
cause what's called a halo.
Right.
And so with 10,000 dimming zones, you could have individual little stars on a space background, and you wouldn't see halos around.
Perfect.
So it's
Perfect
really, really
pinpoint
nice.
light.
You get even better blacks,
Yeah.
brighter colors. I don't know if this one uses quantum dots. We're going to see some quantum dots a little later, and those have to do with the color, how wide the color gamut is, how many color.
I have to say, just from a pure aesthetic point of view, this looks great.
It looks great.
It looks,
fantastic.
as good as the micro LED. I know it isn't the same technology at all, but it
Not
looks
the
pretty
same,
good. This
but
is 8K.
This is 8K
mini
at,
LED.
I think it's a 65 inch.
This is Konka again. Now, there's some CES lore here because this corner used to be the Intel corner.
Intel corner.
And across used to be the Microsoft booth.
Right.
I remember when TCL took over the Microsoft booth
Yep.
and we went, this was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Microsoft stopped coming.
Yeah.
TCL, we
Yeah.
said, what's TCL?
It's TCL.
So now, this is the Intel booth. Konka's here, and I think
TCL is back in the
TCL's
main
back there.
hall.
Konka's got both Microsoft and Intel now.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's tea leaves, but I think you can read into this what's happening as a trend in the industry.
Yeah.
These companies are moving in.
Seriously. Now, in addition to the micro LED and the mini LED, Konka is also bringing in more traditional OLED TVs and more traditional LCD TVs.
This is good news because LG kind of owned OLED for a long time. Now Sony's done a lot of OLED for a long time.
But they source their panels from LG. Everybody does.
LG made them all. Does Konka make their own?
No, I don't think so. I don't know that for a fact.
We'll find out. But
We'll
LG
find out.
sounds like LG still kind of owns this.
I suspect LG Display is separate from LG Electronics. LG Electronics makes the TVs that you buy.
But the displays come from LG.
Display, the raw panel comes from LG Display, and I suspect that Konka, I know that TCL, I know that Sony, all those TVs, all those OLEDs come from LG Display.
That's one thing that I imagine these companies are excited about micro LED is that no one owns micro LED.
Correct.
They can all make micro LED.
Correct, if they can get the technology down to place those LEDs perfectly.
If they can improve the process.
Exactly.
All right, we're done with Konka.
Yep, we're done with Konka. I think we need to go to TCL next, speaking of TCL.
They're just across the way. Here we go.